And that's it. G'day, g'day. Welcome to Widow Trio and Freedom. I'm Rob Birdsey. Today I have a guest that has come into my world, and I'm super thankful for this guy. He has done so much within his life, which I think is just phenomenal. It's like we've lived on opposite ends of the world, doing similar things, but I nowhere near as cool as what this guy has done. But Chris Morano's here with me, and we're going to talk a lot of things. I want to talk about his life and the direction that he's going with things for the future and as well. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is we're going to be working together.
Definitely.
And I think it's going to be so good.
Definitely, yeah.
We've been talking over the last couple of months, I suppose, about direction and how to and what we want to do. And that's part of the reason why I haven't done an episode. I wanted to pull away from the school a little bit so I can get more of me in my videos. So good luck with that. Chris, welcome to the show.
No, thanks. It's going to be interesting.
It really will.
I'm a first timer.
Yeah. People, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's just your story, and it can be hard, but it can also be good too.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You started out, you had a bit, everyone's had a rough upbringing in one way or another, whether you were pampered way too much and now you don't know how to do anything, or you weren't pampered at all and you had to work everything out. We have a very similar background, things that, you don't really need to talk about too much, just know that it was hard. But you were also raised in a broken family, very similar to my situation, I suppose. Let's talk about that. Like, what was like from your first memory, first little bit? Because I know you moved from your parents' place to your grandmother's place. Is that right?
Yeah. Back in I think it was high school, 9th grade or so, 10th grade. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it was my mom, my brother, me, and I just went downhill. Like, I just started doing everything wrong and going down with the wrong people and just straight F's. I mean, just everything was going really bad.
What age were you at this stage?
I think I was like 13.
Oh, man.
Maybe?
Yeah, 13, 12, 14, yeah.
I think so.
That's when life gets tricky, right?
Yeah.
Especially in less than substantial situations, right?
Yeah. We had an hour bus ride from our house to school, and at one point I was riding the bus to school, but I wasn't actually going to school. I would ride the bus to school, meet with my friends, and then we'd hop a train and ride it uptown and get off the train and screw around all day, and then...
And this is LA, right?
No, this is Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. Middle of nowhere, Arizona. Between Kingman and Bullhead City, Arizona. It was called Golden Valley, Arizona back then. I'm not sure if it's still called that.
So that area, that's kind of desolate, right?
Yeah, when we were there...
What trains were you jumping?
That's why I would ride the bus to school.
Uh-huh.
Because I would ride it to Kingman, Arizona, and that's where the trains were. So we would just hop the train and take it uptown to where all my friends lived.
Wow.
Jump off, screw around, and then just before school ended, we'd catch a train back and get on the bus and go home.
What was the pivotal moment that moved you into LA with your This is LA, right, where your grandma was?
I pretty much was at rock bottom, I guess. Straight F's in school, and
this wasn't working.
Luckily, my dad finally said, I guess my grandmother was asking me for a while if I could come move in with her because my grandfather had died recently. So she would really like, the help and the company. And off to California I went and got into high school there and went straight up. Actually, no. I immediately met the wrong people.
Yeah.
Because, I just looked for them, I don't know. And then I got into music in high school, and just went from failure to I wanted to get better. And
Okay, so Arizona, you live in a place that's basically a dirt town,
there's no
right?
pavement.
There's
Yeah, it's just
nothing.
dirt roads. Yeah.
Dirt roads.
Yeah.
I've been there. It's in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere. It really is. Like there's not much out there. I think is it Interstate 40 that runs through or whatever.
Kingman.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I remember driving through there thinking, man, I would never live here. This is like 2006 when I first come over. I was driving a truck.
Oh, it was huge then.
Yeah. It went
That's
backwards
big time.
since then.
Yeah, they had Walmart in 2000. I think. Yeah.
Did it leave?
No, they still have it.
Oh wow.
There was nothing though when I was there. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going from that environment. Let's face it, you're not doing good in school. No one's really pushing you to do good in school, and you're just like goofing off and having fun, right?
Yeah.
Mum and dad, it was a separate situation. They separated.
Yeah, my dad was I don't know exactly the time frames, but my dad was working in a different town and driving back and forth, and you know,
So he was
all
always
that.
busy.
Yeah.
No, I mean that happens. You know,
Yeah,
it's like a bit very similar to my parents split. They tried it, and it was not the greatest. But you leave that, right? And you move to LA. What part of LA did you live in?
Newport Beach, Costa Mesa area, Costa Mesa High School. Yeah.
That's the most prettiest place you could ever live in. Newport Beach is like, I don't know, it's got to be one of the richest places for where people live in a sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot cleaner, a lot different. It's just a whole different ball game. Do you think going into that, being with your grandma and having that, that's intense at that point? It's just you and her. There's no faking grandmas, you know what I mean? And grandmas are invested. Was that like that for you?
She was really cool because she just basically had like one rule, kind of gave me my freedom and said, you get good grades, you know, do well in school, don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
And you can pretty much, you know, hang out with your friends whenever you want, do whatever, and, you know, just...
Yeah.
And I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect. Well, it gave you new hope too, right?
Yeah, it was... I mean, there was sidewalks and, you know, trees and street lights.
And so many things to do in LA too. Like,
people don't even know how cool it is to ride a bicycle on a sidewalk instead of a dirt trail. I mean, we didn't have any of that. It was just,
yeah.
It was crazy.
It's really good. Like I want to touch on that a little bit. But first of all, what people don't know about you is you've done so much in the music industry. And you started off way back in the 90s, right when like Blink 182 and Korn and all of those bands, right?
Yeah.
So you played alongside with those guys in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like for you to be able to, like, let's face it, in Arizona, you were in a deadhead trail.
Yeah.
If you stayed there, you probably wouldn't be who you are now. Leaving there, what, 12, 13, you said you were?
Yeah, I think so, 13 maybe.
And is that when you picked up what instrument first?
When I was in Arizona, I used to always that's when MTV was on, you know, Motley Crue and the other videos. The first thing I did was learn how to, I don't even know where I got the drumsticks. I'm watching them learning how to spin drumsticks.
Oh.
Like, that's cool. And then I learned how to spin drumsticks. I didn't even know I was going to play drums. And then when I moved to California, I had so many bad grades that I actually took up band to make up the credits that I didn't have.
Oh, cool.
And a friend of mine talked me into trying out for band. And I'm like, band geek? Are you serious? I'm not going to be a band geek, you know? Best move ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I try out for band, you know, go into the band and pick up snare drum. They put it on, you know, the harnesses and all that. And I just put the sticks down and like, sting. I'm
done.
Teacher's like,
did you just learn that?
What? I'm like, holy shit, I can play drums. What?
Do they call that the mama dada roll?
A roll, yeah. I just immediately
Yeah, I love doing that.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things I did too on a drum kit. Not that I'm good on a drum kit, I'm not. But I've seen you work on a drum kit. My goodness, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's touch on doing band. So if anyone's out there, you got kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell my son all the time. He
Yeah.
plays piano. He's actually starting to venture into other instruments too, which I'm so proud of him. And he's making his own music up, which is even better. He kind of got really inspired when I told him who you actually are. Like, not just cool Chris. You actually have done some stuff. You know what I mean? You've been in bands and you've done stuff.
Yeah.
He got so excited about that, and that's why I tell him, like, he gets bored with just doing piano, but I say, like, piano is a rite of passage to get to wherever you want to go.
Good.
You know, it teaches you reading music as well as playing, and then I'm watching him now. He hears things and he straight up plays it like really, really quick. What would be your advice if someone was looking into that realm? Would you advise them to do band?
I mean, I totally would, but I don't know how the kids of today, how the world has changed. I don't know if you're in band, are you the cool person? Is anyone going to talk to you? Is it like it was back then? But you can get into band and you have competitions that you can go into. Like, I was in drumline. We actually had a drumline in our band. So we would go out in competitions with just drums and color guard.
Cool.
And tour, California and all that stuff, and
That's way cool.
actually compete. So yeah, I definitely would get into band if you're, like music.
I mean, I think the biggest thing about band or something like that would be the drilling of playing and playing and playing and playing.
Over and over.
I try to tell my kids, they just had a little bit of a break in piano. Their teacher, she's going through some stuff. She took a break off. She said, I'll call you back in July. I'm like, great. You take whatever time you need. She's been with them for a couple of years now, almost 3 years actually.
Cool. Yeah.
But so I said to them, you guys can have a break. But I let them have a couple of weeks off, and since then I put them back to work. I'm like, no, you got to get back on that piano, and they are rusty. And I said to them, like, that's the first thing right there. See, the moment you stop, you think you're good, but now you're missing cues, missing keys,
Yep.
So the drilling of learning.
The muscle memory, especially. You just start, once you start playing drums or even guitar, like, Eli, your muscle memory and your calluses and all that stuff go away. And it's just,
That's a good thing to have happen.
Yeah.
So coming out of that, like, what was that part of your life before you actually got into a band? How was that? I mean, you're now living in California. Your life has definitely improved. How are you feeling as a person? You walking around a little taller this way, starting to realize who you are as a person and how you fit in? Ish.
I'm like the opposite. So
the one thing I will say is I've noticed that you're really good behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like, we've done a couple of things, we've played, had some fun, but you're always sending me stuff that you've worked on, you love, and you got a bunch of people that you help. You're like, you love being behind this, and maybe you don't like to be so much of the front guy, but you have so much knowledge and information.
Yeah, I definitely like to be behind the scenes. I love creating music and making it all. I think we talked about this earlier. Like, if you open a show, or say you play a show and there's 5 people, you're freaking out.
Yeah, dude.
There's only 5 people. Oh no. And but if there's 20,000, hell yeah, let's go, man. Just go for it. I have there's no nerves. I have
a very similar thing that happened with me. I left school at like 13 years old, and I was no good at school anyway. I think I read my first book when I was 17, and it was the Celestine Prophecies. That's the first time I read a book. That's crazy, but and life changes and all that jazz. But coming through, what did I want to? I wanted to touch on that. What were we talking about? The putting things together, and go say.
Yeah. Behind the scenes, putting things together.
It's left me. It's left me. It's all good. What was the time limit from doing band and then starting to be in a band? And how many bands have you been in?
Almost instant. Like, The friend of mine that talked me into joining the band, we all started, meeting the same clique of people, which were the proper people, because I was with the wrong people.
Yeah.
So actually joining band got me into the
meeting proper people.
Yeah,
that are talented.
proper people. Yeah. And we just started a band upstairs in my friend's bedroom and got a Tama drum kit because I wanted to have the same drum kit as Lars from Metallica because that was my favorite band. I got his Tama, Rockstar, trash can lid drum set, but it was good. It was good to learn on, and just practicing drumline in band helped me tremendously though, because you learn all the drills, you learn sticking, band teaches you a lot, especially in school.
Drill.
Yeah, over and over.
I mean, and you're doing multiple hours too. You're not just at school doing it.
Marching.
You're after.
You have to play and stay in step and do off-time stuff, and
yeah. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah.
And then is that where you met? What was your first band called after you left, obviously, and started really playing?
My first band was called Sergeant Log. I don't even remember.
Wow.
Where we got that name.
Yeah.
But my friend Patrick was playing bass, and we met, and I think we were 17 or something, and we met this 30-year-old guy that played guitar, and I don't even remember how we met him, and he just started playing with us, and
wow.
And we're playing. It wasn't good. It was not good. But we'd have like a 5 or 6 minute song, and it would just be a drum beat and him soloing on the guitar. And we'd be looking at him. Is it over? Is it over? Do we change? It? And he'd look over. Gaga boo. Done. I'm sitting back there. What is this?
Yeah. I mean, as a drummer, you're controlling it.
Yeah. Trying to figure out when they're ending, and
Yeah. How is that? That must be a cool situation. Takes you a while to get used to?
It takes good players in your band, because the bass is pretty much, the backbone, the beat, the rhythm, the tempo, the feel.
Yeah.
And I just fill that in on drums, and pocket drums or whatever, and just carry the beat, and then guitar player and vocals. I like to play around what the lead singer, I listen to a lot of the vocals in the band so that I can not cover them up. So I don't want to, crash while he's, saying
doing some good stuff. Yeah.
Same with the guitar solos and stuff.
So it was
like space,
Yeah. So you're learning that from a very young point. Of being in a band.
Yeah.
You got to be courteous to a singer. I'm sure.
Yeah. I love doing that though, because it just makes the song better when nice. You don't have drums just bashing away in the background.
Yeah. How many bands were you in until what was the timeline? Just explain the timeline from leaving band practice in school to leaving school, if it was the case, and then.
No, we were still in high school.
You were still in high school.
Yeah. I think 1997 or 98.
Oh,
or no, 97. Yeah, I was still in high school. I met my guitar player, Matt, my guitar player.
Yep.
I met the other guitar player, Jeff, and we formed a band called Kinder Size.
Kinder Size?
Kinder Size, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, it was really cool. We, me and Matt, it's really funny because Matt had the late 90s hair, bangs and stuff, and he played golf, and he was like a golf nerd or whatever the fuck, It was supposed to be something bad back then, but
yeah.
And then he just was amazing on guitar and I would hum him something, hey, play do, and he would just play it, and we just started putting songs together. And
just jamming.
Yeah. Whew. Just instant, he had it. I mean, musicians know if you have it or not. There's a lot of stuff you have to learn, but you just have to have timing. You have to have I'm not sure you can learn it. I mean, I'm sure you could, but
Yeah.
it's like a feeling
Yeah.
that you just have to have.
Well, I'm sure you learn that feeling, but you
Mm,
either learn it easier or hard way, right?
yeah, if you have it, it's quicker to learn. And if any musicians are watching, I mean, they know. I mean,
Yeah, they get it.
You do tryouts, and some guy comes in with a guitar and starts jamming. He may be amazing, but there's that bond that you just know.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, that was awesome, man. Thanks, dude. And some guy could come in,
Play really good, but not
sort of,
jam.
yeah, but you just go, oh, man, dude, yes, he's got it. I don't know if it's easy.
Feel it,
You
huh?
can't explain it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a feeling, yeah.
I was watching recently Bob Marley movie, the one or whatever it's called, and there's one part of it where they're about to record a record, and they've got another black guy from America somewhere, and he comes in and he's a really good guitar player, and Bob Marley's watching him. He does the guitar. He's like, lots of noise, really good. But can you be cool? Can you be chill? Can you blend? And it was funny to see how he was able to just hey don't do that less and more of this. Let's be more groovy, funky. And it was just fun to see. Like I'm glad they incorporated that because it just really sounds like that.
Yeah, it's totally that's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny to see him. Too much, little, and make it more cool. Yeah. So I'm sure it's a lot like that. But so, how are you guys playing at school at this age? Did you play for the school? How did you guys start getting that leverage?
Well, that was back in the day when all bands went to Kinko's.
Kinko's.
Oh yeah, Kinko's.
Yeah.
Kinko's was the band central. Kinko's Copies. I don't know if you've heard of Kinko's.
Oh yeah, I know Kinko's very well. Yeah, FedEx bought Kinko's out.
Costa Mesa, Orange County Kinko's on Newport Boulevard. I'm sure like Blank, every band, Korn, they all went to Kinko's. And you're sitting there through the night making your band flyers.
Yeah.
And you had to make them and print them all out, and design everything and stick them everywhere.
Yeah.
To get your name out.
So it's a whole, it's like teaching you about business.
Yeah. And that's what we did and made stickers and passes and all that stuff and just word of mouth because we didn't have the internet and
not at all
email and all that. I mean, there was email. We'd have another thing a lot of bands did, they'd have an email list at their merch table. So when somebody would come up to buy something, they'd put their name and their email down, and we'd send out monthly newsletters to their email, saying when our shows are.
Gee, at that time, I wasn't even using the internet. I wasn't using computers at all.
I didn't really either too much.
What's your age?
I'm
46.
I think I'm 47 or 48.
Okay. So we're around the same. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, Kelly knows.
That's funny. But so you're kinkoing and you're grinding and you're pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about that. It seems like there's more to come out of the kinkos. Did you meet someone? Did they give you the break, or you were just grinding?
No. Yeah. So we just started getting really popular on our own.
And how'd you do that? Well, where were you going to play?
Local venues. Used to be a place called the Galaxy in Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
I think they changed the name now. We would just get as many people, get all of our friends, everybody there, and just play. And then we met a couple other bands. One was called Hinged. They were actually pretty good. Let's see. I think that's when it started, is when we met that band. Their manager took a liking to us and kind of like came in and said, hey, we can kind of promote you, and
wow,
get you bigger shows and more of a following. So he kind of took over our whole, sitting at Kinko's thing, and we'd still go there and print out flyers or whatever. And he did a lot of the promotion and entered us in a lot of Battle of the Band stuff. And we just kept going and going and going. Yeah. And
So from when when you guys came together to create the band,
mm-hmm.
what was the timeline until you were actually playing at a venue with more than an average, below average crowd? Like, what was that?
Probably a year or
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I think so.
Wow, dude, that was so
Yeah,
fast.
it was super fast.
That's
Plus,
so
we were
fast.
all way underage. So a lot of the venues we'd play, and if anybody's watching that's a musician, they would know, especially like Blink and all those,
Oh,
Save
yeah.
Ferris and all those bands that were starting out back
Yeah.
then. You couldn't even go into the venue because you were underage. So you would have to wait outside after you load in
Yeah,
until your
to be in there.
show starts, and then you go in and play and then leave,
Isn't that crazy? That's
Yeah,
wild, huh?
and then the place is like full of people. Like,
hopping.
yeah,
Man.
it was an experience.
What? I mean, your head must be spinning at that stage, right?
It's a crazy feeling. It's a crazy feeling, especially when there's a lot of people. It's almost like you have endless energy and nothing can make you tired. You just don't feel anything. You're just playing, and you're just in it.
So what was the timeline from starting a musical instrument to actually having that band and actually playing songs and going? Was that a couple of years, 3, 4,
like
2
years, probably.
2 years?
Yeah, maybe.
So you're like a natural talent.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't such a fuck up in Arizona and got kicked out basically and sent to California, I would have never known. I would have just.
I think that was just fate, though.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever that means. You were meant to be.
It doesn't even matter what happened.
Yeah.
In my past, that was really bad. It had to been fate because I wouldn't have never, known I even could play drums. Or, I wouldn't have had any of those experiences.
When I was like, I've always loved cars. I love cars. So, I mean, and I love cars more when they're going super mega fast around a racetrack. I love racetracks. I love racecraft. I never really had a lot of experience going on tracks until I think I was 19 through into my 20s, you know what I mean? And I would enter in all these competitions where if you got top 5 or top 3 or top 2 out of the drive day, you would pick up a drive for X amount of races or whatever the case is. Man, I remember the first time actually hitting a track, and I'm there, I'm all by myself, broke as a joke, just paid enough money to get in, and it costs a lot of money to do them. And I would go up against all these ringers.
That's in Australia, yeah.
In Australia,
you had to pay to race, like.
You had to pay, but it's a competition, and if you were good enough, if you qualified enough, they would hold you into these other races. There's a place called Wakefield Park Raceway, which I don't think is even there anymore. And Oran Park, we did that out there a couple of times. That place is gone too, all houses now. But I remember rocking up the first time to a racetrack. I had a Commodore. It wasn't great.
Commodore?
Yeah, but it was alright. It was a V8. It did things. But even like hitting the track, first 5 laps, I come back in, whatever, and I remember like adults of kids that have been racing forever, like come over. How long you been doing this for? I mean, because I'm like matching their times. I'm like, dude, this is the first time I ever hit this track. So it's kind of like that for me. The problem with me is that everybody there had money and I didn't. I entered a couple of competitions, man. I was top 3 most times. And
driving a shit box,
and
basically compared to the rest of them.
When you go into their cars, it's not your car at that stage. You can drive your car to use the track, but then when you go to the competitions, you're driving these like Mazda 3s or whatever. You know what I mean? Cars with no power, and it's all about racecraft to get through a corner. And when I would jump into those cars, that's when this one parent was like, "How long you been on this for, man? We've never seen you around here before." You know what I mean? It's like, no, this is the first time. The crappiest part about that is the guaranteed, oh, hey, if you got into this, you didn't get it. I remember one promoter that did this. I come 3rd, and then I improved it to 2nd in a last heat race. And he said, "Oh, tough luck, good work, thank you so much, see you later." I'm like, well, I should have got something, huh? Oh, well, it's tight. It's just so tight. Only to find out that the guy that come fourth and fifth, his dad had money. Like their dads had money. They paid X amount to get them in the car, and I'd lose my ride. So it was such a. But to see a natural talent that you've got inside of you, that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say no. I mean, yeah.
No, yeah, no,
and especially I didn't even know, so yeah.
I mean, you're coming from not doing great, you know, you're really not finding yourself as a human. I mean, as we're young, we're all so stupid. We don't know. And back in that time, we didn't have internet. We didn't have all these things, so you could try and learn and improve yourself. You know, it was just like, good luck, you know. The only thing that I was thankful for, because I did some crazy things, man, is I would always have this Jiminy Cricket in the back of my head, and it was ever so subtle of a voice. But I'll be out with my friends, and we'll be having mad party times, and that voice would just pick up and say, "You can have some fun, but you need your brain for later on." And I would listen to it. I would act as if I took more of whatever we were doing, or you know what I mean, just to please my friends. But I wouldn't. Like I would. Yeah, it was kind of interesting, actually.
Yeah, I actually never got into the whole band party, hardcore, what everyone else was doing back then.
Smart.
Yeah, I don't even think I started drinking until I was like 22 or something, like way late.
Right. Yeah. I think from a young age, I had no idea what I was doing. I was smoking pot from a very, very young age. It was just so stupid of me. I wish I didn't, you know?
I never did, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So now you're playing these venues. You're a kid, and now, what's the rub like there? Like, how long was this run for? How far did you travel? What did you guys do? Like, where did you guys get? And what other bands were you playing with?
Well, once we met our manager, we did this thing where we played the Whiskey, the Roxy, Palladium,
the
Pantages constantly. So we would get these like where's the beer check?
Oh yeah, we need to send a text.
Yeah. we would get these buses, like, tour coaches, that people, take from town to town. We had like 4 or 5 of them. And then we would put out advertisements and we'd make passes. So for $20, you get picked up in Costa Mesa and you get a free ride to the Roxy with a keg on the bus.
Wow. That's a big drive too.
And entry to the show and then a ride back. And it would just pack the place with people, yeah.
So you guys would
set
that
lot.
Up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Lot. Yeah, a lot.
And then what's the timeline like? You're into it, you're playing these gigs. I mean, just the Whiskey, the Roxy, my goodness. These are huge
They're really
places.
cool venues. The Roxy is probably better than the Whiskey, I think, as far as sound-wise, but they're just famous places.
Super famous.
They're just... If you ever saw like the dressing rooms at the Whiskey of the Roxy.
Oh, the Whiskey's such a tiny little podunk place.
It's full of freaking graffiti. There's like maybe a wooden like bench nailed to the wall to sit on or something like that, and it's just
garbage.
But it's just
I think was it Jim Morrison talked about. I watched. I love Jim Morrison. I love the Doors. I think they're good at what they did. And I remember he did this interview once and talking about being in that place. He goes, outside you just think it's like, oh, and you walk in, it's a piece of crap. It's just a shithole.
I think the Roxy, to get on stage, there's like a staircase like 8 inches wide that you come down on the back. I mean, they may have changed it now, but yeah, it was pretty bootleg. But it was amazing. I mean, it was packed and everybody's singing your songs and just having a blast. And
you played on a stage where just all of the greats have been there. All of them have done it. And even when Anthony Kiedis talked about being in that place,
It's just amazing.
He talked about going to that place because he was raised up in those hills. As like a 13, 14-year-old, he'd bust in there. His dad selling cocaine and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like he would go into those places, and then only to find like 5 years later he's playing those places, which is bogus, crazy.
Yeah, I think we have photos. I think Kelly took photos of our first show at the Roxy, or it's our band on the marquee. Like, wow.
That's so
and
cool.
the craziest thing, like, as she's taking the photo, I think one of the cast members from Family Ties, that show that was on back then, walks by. And like, what the hell? Wow, we're famous. Oh,
that's way cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then there was a bit of, let's say, fuckery with that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Could you talk about that lifespan of that band and when the wheels started to fall off? Because, I mean, let's face it, you guys got ripped off real hard. Like, they just basically chewed you up and spat you out, right?
I don't know all of the details, but...
And if you don't want to talk about it, I don't have to talk about it. I just know it's something that happened in the music industry a lot.
Yeah, our manager pretty much wanted to go a different direction with the music style. That's all I can think about. I mean, that's all I can figure out. And some of the songs that were being written were just kind of like, oh, refills.
I love it.
Kind of like not really what we were doing at the time.
Thank you so much. Oh. I could have poured that into there.
Yeah,
I could have. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. I don't know. There was no falling out on my end with any. Sorry, the mic.
Oh yeah.
On my end with any of the members I was playing with, because they're amazing. They were always amazing. I just got to a point where I was having to like play drums that I didn't want to play. Like, here's how this song's gonna go, and this is the beat that we want you to play.
Ugh, I hate that.
You don't really tell a drummer. I mean, it's a feeling. You have to play with your own feeling, and it's just
not great.
No, I didn't. Yeah,
it's funny how managers and producers and all those well, producers not so much, because some producers are actually talented in a sense, but man, those big guys that tell you how, it's the same as like in TV shows and things like that. Half of those people should just shut up.
I mean, it's one thing if you're playing your stuff and they have input, and I listen to that input. I'm like, hell yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. You know, it makes it sound good.
Yeah.
But you don't tell the guitar player, hey, strum these chords like this, and then change right here, and then.
That must have been really frustrating.
Yeah, it's like
you just took all the fun out of my fun. You're the fun, please get out of here.
Yeah,
and then did you guys just split, or is it?
No, I called a meeting and just said, I'm done.
Now, at this point, how much money did you make?
I have no idea.
But
I have no idea.
But not much, right?
Like, we did make money. I'm pretty sure, but I'd never. Yeah.
You never received any money.
No, I mean, I'm not sure. A lot of the money went to merch and shows and stuff like that, I guess, but I'm not really sure. I don't know.
You don't know? Oh man, that's so loaded.
I don't know. Yeah.
That can't be fun. So what was the run? What was the timeline? And you were starting at what, like 17, 18? Is that right?
98, 99.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think that's when I left. But they kept going. They did. So our first bass player, who I started the band with, Patrick, he actually shot himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
At what point?
I don't believe we had Kinder Size at that point. I think that's when it was forming. It was my first band, that I was playing with him in. Yeah, we came to rehearsal and I showed up and there's a friggin' ambulance in front of the house and they're wheeling him out in a gurney.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Did he die?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. He was like a longtime friend and that was interesting.
Wow.
So then when we started Kinder Size, I think we had a bass player called, his name was Dave, I believe. He was cool. He was really cool. Yeah, I still talk to him.
Well, now I want to know about why'd your friend kill himself? Did you get any resolve out of that? Was he depressed? What was going on?
He was really cool, but he was like 5'2",
Little guy?
and he had like this, inferiority or whatever that's called, complex or something.
Little man syndrome.
It just kind of bothered him, but he was so cool, so passive, so like just a cool person.
Just down. Oh man, so you guys didn't even know, you showed up.
Yeah, I showed up. I mean, there was no signs. It wasn't like it started going downhill. It was uphill and then
wow.
Yeah.
Man, doesn't that suck, eh? How people can do things like that.
A lot of it, I think, was his parents. They wouldn't even let him play shows. Like, they would restrict him. They wanted him to be better than that. I mean, and he could play anything on bass. Look at his bass. You just play. Yeah.
Better than that. I mean, I don't know if anything in this world touches you like music does. Like, I could be in a real crappy mood, we've all gone through it, you know what I mean? And I just pop a song on and next I'm back to where I was or feeling a lot better about life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music is such a wholesome, soul feeling.
Yeah.
I
have to have music if I'm doing anything. Like, wow. There's no music right now. What the hell's going on?
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
We really can't.
I know.
But no, it's the same. It's like even watching my boys grow in music, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be washing up and they're playing the piano and it's just having that in my house, you know what I mean? It's like, I love it. I love it. And I'm so proud of them for doing it.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what it would be like imagine them trying to live their life after that.
Oh,
you confined your boy that much and he was talented at something and no, don't do it. No, don't be that person that you've become. Be this person that's better. No wonder. I'm so sorry. Hey, R.I.P. What's his name?
Patrick Fodenhauer. Yeah.
Patrick Fodenhauer. R.I.P. my friend. Sorry you went through that and sorry that's the only light you saw. Oh, that's just heartbreaking.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Man, that's what happens though, you know what I mean? When you're in depression, you don't want to see anyone.
But the crazy thing is we didn't even know.
That's what I'm saying.
It was crazy.
Because you don't want to talk about it.
There was no,
You live with it that long, it's like the last thing you want to do is like when my wife passed away, it's like the more people asked how we were doing, the more I just wanted to say, shut up. I don't want to fucking tell you right now. Wait, how do you think I'm doing? You know what I mean? Because my life has been shit. I lost my best friend, Yeah. No, that's a sad scenario. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Yeah. So you go. So coming from that, you left the band, which sounds like you guys were making money, but did anyone in the band see that money?
I don't know. I guess it paid for instruments and stuff. But I was endorsed by a local drum shop there, and it was called the West Coast Drums in Orange County. I'm not sure if they're still around, but yeah, I was able to go and, I want this cymbal, I like this sound, and like pick out what I want,
Yeah. That's kind of fun.
We did, festivals, did shows with Goldfinger back then, and Blink 182, Battle of the Bands, and
wow.
UC Riverside. I think Blink was, they were just starting out back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a conversation once about Korn.
Korn was rehearsing next to us in the very next room.
So this is at the very start of their career, right? This is like no one knew who Korn was.
Yeah, and like once we were starting to like get a following, So this band comes in next to us, and we actually would choreograph sort of our sets. So when I'm in the middle of a song on this crash cymbal over here, our bass player would be here and we'd interact, we would rehearse that kind of thing, to make a good stage show.
Yeah.
So we're doing that, and this noise is coming out of the next room, and it's just shaking everything. Like, what the hell is this shit? It's like noise. And it's Korn, and they're doing their Blind record, their first record. I think it was Blind, or I call it Blind. I think it was Korn or whatever. And we go in, and they're just playing this, like, I don't even know the tuning, just holy shit. What do they think they're gonna? They think this is gonna catch on? I mean, really?
Apparently it did.
Oh man, one of my favorite bands
right?
to this day.
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good.
It's amazing.
Did you ever get to hang out with them and get to know them? Yeah.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
Wow. What was that like, dude? Like, do you have any relations with?
No, like it was normal. It wasn't
it was
like
normal.
We were all starting out, so it was just.
You guys must have had like
No Doubt, and back then they would have, when No Doubt first started, they would
No Doubt
have the coolest symbol. They would have a railroad crossing sign, and it would say ND for No Doubt, and they'd put those stickers all over Orange County, every light post, street light, ND, all over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
How long did that ride go for when you were hanging out with people like that?
I mean, the whole time we were playing. I mean, because everybody was starting out.
5-6 years.
5 years, I think. Yeah.
So I know you still got lots of good ties in the music industry.
Yeah, I know a few people.
Yeah, you do. And you have ties to Vegas and things like that. Yeah. How have you been able to maintain those ties since then? Well, you just always played too, right? Like you've always been in a band. You've always had something going.
Just staying on good terms, and because the music industry is brutal. So,
especially at that time. Especially at that time. Yeah. Like now, it's not so much. Now the music industry, they can't really hold you to the candle as far as taking all your money. You can do everything. You can self-publish most of the things yourself now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're doing right now, right? You got it. You guys got songs in Vegas playing too, right?
Yeah. On comp,
And that's the 118, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking over there on the screens. Everyone, if you see that, that's the band. Coming through that, I mean, I'm sure there's so many stories you have in that era, but coming out of it, like when you said, "No, I'm good. I'm not going to play someone else's music. It's not yours." Once you left that, were you a little disgruntled or looking for money or
nope,
no expectations?
I was just glad. It was like a break. It was like such a relief.
Just good to get away from it.
Yeah, I was fine.
How much of a break did you take off?
A lot.
Yeah,
that's when I moved to Utah.
That happens, right?
Yeah.
So you what age were you then?
Oh man, 20 something, 21, 22-ish.
So young.
Yeah. I think right after I got out of Kinder Size, my aunt convinced me to take a trip with her to Park City, Utah.
Oh wow.
Well,
Park City.
Back then it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. So, Utah? Why the hell would I want to go to Utah?
Yeah, you know where the polygamous live, right?
What the hell? I don't need 20 wives. I mean,
dude, I've got a story about that. I've never told you. I think I've told you once, but I'll tell it here right now. When I was in Arkansas, do you remember? I was in Arkansas working, and my work visa ran out, and I had 3 other work visas show up, and one of them, 2 of them were East Coast, one of them was West Coast, and I love the West. I don't know why the West Coast in America is just it's all desert, it's beautiful, I love it. East Coast is fully packed, fully green, raining every other day. You know what I mean? Like it's very well established. Where here it's very desolate.
Yeah.
So I chose to come out here, And I called back home to my uncle and I said, oh yeah, hey. He goes, what are you doing next? You head, because I was supposed to go to London. And I said, no, I actually got a work visa and it's out west. He goes, oh, where out west? And I said, Utah. And I don't know nothing about Utah. I didn't even know nothing about LDS people or anything. And he's like, oh, that's a great place to live. You could have 20 wives over there. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you got to become a polygamist, are you? I'm like, what's a polygamist? Like, I had no idea, man. I really lived a sheltered life, I suppose, but coming out here, Utah is a culture shock. Still to this very day, it's a big culture shock.
Really? Good way or bad way?
Well, good and bad. I think the family factor to Utah is phenomenal. Phenomenal, beyond belief. Everyone's got their right mind, and there's some great. I mean, if family was born anywhere, it was born here in Utah. Yeah. Because they're all wrapped around family. Yep. Most kids that are doing something in Utah, they're extremely competitive. Unless your kid's on their game, they ain't gonna do good because these kids are on it. And the Mormon community, they don't do anything else. They don't do things that shorten them in other days. So they're always on it and they're always ready. You know what I mean? And they just want to go. It's one thing I've my kids are learning is like they don't have many friends because they're not LDS or well they are, but that we don't do that thing. And so as in school themselves, they never get invited anywhere.
Really?
Nope. Like friends and things, they don't make. They have their small group, but it's so rare for them to even ask me if they can go to such and such friend's house. It breaks my heart to even hear it because when I was I was always going somewhere, and I love hanging with my kids, so I don't mind them not going. But it's usually just a birthday party here or there, and it's like when I was in the church, you're a part of that group. But it's like when you leave the church, you know what I mean? It's like, cut that dead limb off, you know what I mean? It's like my wife didn't want to be in the church anymore, and she come to me and she genuinely said, I think I'm done. Like I said, well, that's great. I'm going to go get a beer. You know what I mean? And because I went to church and I did what I did what I said I would do to be with her because I love her so much. Annie was amazing. But the day when she said, no, I think I'm good. And it was, to be honest with you, it was wrapped around when we started having kids. That's when she started really like, whoa, I don't want my kids raised in this. And that's when it really hit home because just of the things that she had went through, you know what I mean? And I don't want to touch too much in that, but just, there's lots of songs that just ingrain in your head. And then later on you come out of that and you've got things to fix. And I think that was the biggest issue with her coming through it and that. And when we were having kids, she drew a hard line like, no, this is not going to happen. So much involved in it. But getting back to the main story, like Mormons go for it. And they're so good at going for it, and they don't hold back with anything. You got to be on your game. And that's like even in jiu-jitsu and things with Jack, he's found that out too, Sorry for a ramble.
No, that's fine. Because, my aunt talked me into going to Park City.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. All right, fine. I need a break. So it was dark. We got there at night. And I woke up, looked outside and went, oh my God. This is amazing.
It's pretty.
It was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, literally when I got back, I called my brother. I said, pack your shit. We're moving to Utah.
Wow.
No kidding. Loaded up a little U-Haul trailer and straight up here with no job, no place to live, no nothing. Wow. Stayed in a hotel for like 2 weeks. And they have great employment. Well, they did. I'm not sure if they're the same now. I haven't been to an employment center in a while. Okay. And they got us kick-ass jobs and boom. Yeah.
We have a little Coley right here. And there's Jack. Yeah. Jack's learning how to play pool at the moment. He's doing really good, actually. I'm quite impressed. Are you doing good on it? No. But that's okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for visiting us, guys. We're halfway in a chit-chat right here. We probably should get back to it. Is that okay? Do you want to say hello to everyone?
Hello. Hope you have a good day.
Yeah.
We've been watching you in the
Oh, you guys. Cool. Okay.
We were the first view.
Ah, I like it. Well, good. Go enjoy.
Bye bye.
See ya. Now I gotta watch my P's and Q's. I didn't realize I'm watching this.
It's live on 2 TVs
I see.
inside.
So you guys move up to Utah.
Mhm.
2 weeks in a hotel.
Mhm.
Where did you go straight to Park City or?
Yeah.
Wow, that's an
Straight to
expensive place to live
It
too.
wasn't.
Oh,
It
what
wasn't.
really?
It wasn't then. Yeah.
Wow.
It was not then. Yeah. It was normal. Like
Okay.
it was way cheaper than Orange County.
Oh,
we were
wow.
paying like $700 a month for a 3-bedroom apartment.
It wouldn't be now.
Uh-uh.
Okay, so Park City, everybody, is a place where the elite go, like the 1%ers. And the houses up there are stupid huge, like
yeah.
10-foot tall doors and just craziness.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's if you're used to flatland like I was, you know what I mean, like Australia's. I mean, we have some mountains and stuff like that, but when you get to Utah, I mean, at a baseline in Salt Lake City is 6,000 feet, right?
42 is the lowest in Salt Lake.
Okay, the lowest.
And then the benches are like 58-ish, 6,000. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was in Logan, and Logan's 6,000.
Yeah, it's higher there.
What's Park City's taller, isn't
I
it?
think it's 7,000.
Yeah,
75.
that's where they had the 2000 Olympics. Yeah. It's a beautiful place, and right now I would hate to live there. There's so many people there.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. My buddy, he's a pilot.
So
he used to live in Park City, a real nice house. He moved out further. He went out to Camas, and he's living out there now in a
Even
beautiful place.
there's-
Well, that's what he just said.
Yeah.
He's even thinking like, I don't know how long we're going to live here for, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's growing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. I suppose that's what happens. When you came out here, how was the low of leaving the band, and what was that? Was that fairly?
There wasn't really a low.
You were happy to be out of it.
Yeah, it was great.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you knew what you needed to do.
I have no regrets at all from getting out of that. Yeah.
Wow.
It was just it was not. Yeah.
Because most people would be bummed, or I mean, especially when there's something to be said about a performance. When you give a decent performance, you know what I mean? Like that's so fun. When you're on stage, live, done, to leave it all behind and be cool about it. They must have really pissed you off.
No, my bandmates never pissed me off.
I don't think it's the band. I think it's the
was
managers,
just the whole overall thing. Yeah.
You need to do this.
I just didn't. It wasn't how I work.
No.
I want to be creative and
let it go.
Yeah.
Did that band go on to do big things after that?
No.
That was probably the nail in the coffin, and I'm so glad that you saw it
So
at that stage to leave.
Eric was our bass player. He played the fattest 6-string alembic bass. This guy he was actually a fan. And our first bass player wasn't cutting it. He was a one-finger bass player type. And Eric was an amazing fan, and he already knew all of our songs, and he's like a shredding guitar player.
Wow.
So I went up to him one day. I'm like, hey, you want to play a bass in Kinder Size? He's like, yeah. Oh my God, really? So yeah, he became instantly the bass player. He was good. I think once I left, I'm not sure of what happened, but I think I'm not sure if he left or they got rid of him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure about how that happened, but he was the next one out. And then my manager, I believe, started playing bass and drums. And then it went.
That sounds like a nightmare just waiting to happen.
Such a good thing that we had was just going and going
man.
Just
crashed.
I mean, we do showcases, best Orange County band, all this stuff, 3 years in a row. I mean,
wow.
Even, Blink, they were just starting. We would win, and
wow.
And now
they're awesome.
They're amazing. They're literally their newest record is just phenomenal.
That's been they've been
amazing.
playing for such a long time,
And they're
too.
even better. I mean, they're not like they're not conforming to
what people want.
I hate it when all these great bands try to conform to this digital, shit and and their newest record is just like better than ever. I mean, it just sounds amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, they've had the time to do it too.
Oh yeah, and they're
Did you get to hang out with Blink-182 much, or
back in the day, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Did you create any friendships out of that?
I'm not sure actually. I don't know.
It was good at the time.
It's been
right?
a while. Yeah, definitely.
How fun.
Yeah.
So you leave that. I think I commend you on the fact that you saw the writing on the wall and you drew the line. That, to me, people don't learn those barriers. I think I'm just starting to learn that barrier in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. But when you put those barriers up, or just like there's just standards for you. They're not for anyone else. It's for everyone else to abide by. But to know that you're not going to cross that. And for you to leave a band that was doing something that was half decent, probably could have, who knows. Yeah. But you saw the writing on the wall and you left. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Most kids at that stage, I know I would have been like, shut up, I'm just going to play it. You know what I mean? But for you to feel that and leave, that's pretty powerful.
You don't want to be forced to play what you don't want to play. I mean, you're not gonna play it well. I mean, you're not gonna play it with feeling and
gusto.
Yeah.
Whew. So where did that end? So you moved to Park City. All that's behind you. When did you start getting the itch again to play?
Always. I took my drums with me everywhere. I have drum rooms in every place.
Nice. So you never stopped?
No.
I mean, even now you're going and you're doing good stuff. Yeah. But I noticed that you're more into everything now. You're playing more musical instruments. You're doing lots of editing, creating music. You've got a protege. His name's Eli, and he's coming up. And I mean, I'm just gonna be straight. I know that kid's had a hard life. I can tell. He's very tall. He's a lot taller than me. But from where... Thank you, my little visitor. Hey, I'm going to need you to stay out there. Okay. Is that okay? Say hello to everyone, though. Hello. Okay, thank you. Thanks, buddy. All right. Let's go. Sorry. Yeah, kids are fun. Where was I at? Bringing all of your... Oh, yeah, Eli. He's had a rough upbringing, right? Like, you can tell this he's in a broken home. It's only one parent. I'm not even going to
disabled
parent. She's very limited. And I mean, this kid, what is he? 6'2", 6'4"? What is he?
6'4", I think
6'4". He's so tall.
Yeah.
Says the most craziest stuff because you can tell he's never been filtered, never been educated, but a heart of gold. You can see there's goodness in this kid. But when he picks up a guitar,
it's crazy.
It's amazing. He can play like there's no tomorrow. Like that's.
That's what you're born with. That's what I was saying. Like you either have it or you don't. You just have to know.
How long have you been in his life for, though? For most of it, huh?
3? No.
Okay.
3 years, I think. 4 years.
Oh, okay. Did you influence him to get in the guitar?
No, I think he was playing before he moved here. I think.
Oh wow.
This is where I'm really bad at timekeeping.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think he played before, but.
Did you help him grow into it?
I hope so.
Well, you've definitely influenced him. I mean, you guys are playing instruments now together. You're putting songs. He's actually on them. He's 16? 16 years old. They have a song in Vegas what number did that go to?
It's on the Homegrown show in Vegas on Comp 92.3. Yeah. He did all the guitar.
Yep. And shredded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds amazing.
I mean, he knows timing that takes years to like pick up. So I can play some crazy 7/8
And he
just
can jump
off
in.
time, and he'll just play it like
Wow.
instantly.
Yeah, it just jumps in.
Yeah,
So he's
crazy.
got that.
Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah,
You must be a proud person to see that
yeah.
happening.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool watching it.
The only thing we need to do with Eli next is maybe just help him in the human side of life. Because I mean, it's fun to see. He's a really good kid.
Yeah.
And the influence that you have on him is so powerful. I mean, you go out of your way now because I mean, his mum's extremely limited.
Yes.
Like extremely limited.
Yes.
I see you running after her kids all the time, and she's been a lifelong friend too, right?
Definitely. I've known her for
Since you were kids.
Yeah. 12, 13. 13 years old, I think she was. I'm not sure.
Wow. Oh, is that in
California?
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It's fun to sort of pass the baton on to other people and see especially when they're that talented. That's kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
Now, there's another side to you that I absolutely adore. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, music's great. I love music. I think, and it's the funny thing is, I've always my whole life have drummed on everything, but I've never learnt the drums. I've sat down with a couple of drummers here and there, and I can do a drum roll. I can do some things, and they're all like, "Damn, you picked up that so quick. You could be a drummer," and I probably could. It's I don't know. I don't think those days are gone, right?
You're too old.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not dead yet, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not dead yet. You also build rally cars. Subarus in particular.
Yes.
You're a Subaru technician. Did this happen obviously in Park City? Is that what that was?
No, it happened in California actually.
You started out there.
When I was doing the music stuff.
Oh, wow.
I started getting into cars, and then I had this Corvette that I built that I thought was fast, way overbuilt, and then this little white Japanese rice rocket pulls up next to me. Hey, you want to race? What? I don't even know what this thing is because no one knew what Subaru was in 1998.
Yeah, that was such under the radar.
He just takes off, gone. I'm like, what the hell? So I went to the Subaru dealer. I got out of Corvettes, got into Subaru, and then started turboing them before they were in the U.S. and.
So you
just designing turbo kits and working with other people and trying to build that up.
Wow.
At the Subaru dealer.
Were you working there or you weren't?
Yeah, I actually was. We started the first performance Subaru parts division out of any dealer anywhere in the US.
Cool.
We would go to companies that made, parts for American muscle cars and say, hey, can you make us an intake for this 4-cylinder Subaru? And they'd be like, what are you talking about?
Get out of here.
What is this? Yeah.
Hey, now on that note, Australia, our gas prices, right? What do we hear now? What's our price here for premium, for the best stuff, which is actually garbage compared to Australia? You're what, 380, 375, 370, $3.70 a gallon. In Australia, they pay more than that for a litre, and there's 3.8 litres to a gallon, right? So we all grew up, you can't drive, if you drive a V8, you probably only drive it on the weekends and that's it. You couldn't afford to drive it. So we're all nothing but 4 cylinders and turbos, way before America was. Yeah. So,
yeah, they were really popular everywhere else.
Yes.
That's why they had the turbos everywhere else. The US didn't have them.
America's got such cheap gas.
Yeah, 91 octane, and it's half ethanol.
In Australia though, you can get 99 octane from the Bowser, right? You can get the best premium, all that jazz. And our octane start at I think it could be 85 or 87. Could be wrong. I haven't been to Australia for a long time, but we started a higher grade than what they're even here. They're so low and garbage.
In Europe, it's Netherlands, Germany, and all that. It's 100 octane.
Yeah.
And 99, 100, 101 octane.
Yeah.
And
we're 91 here
that
for
much
the premium.
power out of those little motors. They have 3 cylinders.
Yeah, pumping out 400
Yeah,
horsepower.
yeah,
Isn't that
because
crazy?
the octane rating is just crazy.
But it works, and it works better.
Yeah.
And it's just a purification.
It's actually more
thing.
efficient too. Yeah,
Way more efficient.
Yeah.
Way more. So going through that, you had started. So you made 2 beds at the same time. You're in a band, you're playing, and you're doing good. You learn about cars. You're with Subaru, and you're starting to learn there. I dare say that Subaru took over that, right? And you went really. Did you keep going with Subaru up here as well? Like in Utah, I mean.
I kind of tapered off up here. I do more just engine builds and stuff up here because I was doing engine pulls, rebuilds, the whole
Everything.
car.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm too old for that shit. Plus, it's more fun to build like high horsepower motors and yeah, less effort.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then learning the building of the cars, you also did some rallying yourself too, right?
At the very beginning, yes. Like when I first started, we built a rally car, and that's when I realized I was way better driving in the dirt than pavement.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I grew up in the dirt. Totally grew up in the dirt. So I could read the dirt and read the ground, and then I get on a paved track and just like, wait, it didn't slide. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, you work out where more grip is and things like that.
Yeah.
We're in a rally car. Like I followed Formula One since I was a little kid. I've loved watch racing. I don't care as far as if you want to see me posing in a car, go fly a kite, dude. I don't want to be in a car like that. I would much rather have the car that's got the balls. I want to put it through a corner as fast as I can. I think that's just so fun to do. Coming into watching Formula One and rally racing, right? They say Formula One's the hardest cars to drive. I would say horseshit. I would say put a rally car down and then go for it. Now look, Kimi Raikkonen, he went from Formula One to rally car back to Formula One. You definitely get more clout in Formula One. And that was at his top of the game. Do you know much about Kimi Raikkonen?
No.
Kimi's the guy that would go to the racetrack, win the race, blotto drunk the night before. You know what I mean? Like, he's a massive alcoholic. Well, I don't know if he's alcoholic, but he drinks a lot. You know, he drinks like a fish. But that's just who he was. And he just got bored, won his championships, took a king crown, and I'm going to rally. And went to rally for a little bit. Did really good in there too. And then went back to Formula One and did really good again. Wow. You know what I mean? But as far as those two go, man, those two are so cutting edge.
How the hell do you switch from Formula One to rally? Dirt rally or tarmac?
No.
Dirt?
No, yeah. If you know Kimi Raikkonen, it's all the way. They call him the Iceman, but he's from the Netherlands or up that way. You know what I mean? So he grew up on ice. So for him, it was just like I can slide anywhere. Wow. You know. Formula One, the thing that they say that tricks you up the most, I have no idea. I've never driven one. I really want to one day. I hope I get the chance. But they say the hardest thing about a Formula One car is trying to get it through a corner, because our brain driving a normal car says we should have broke way back there, where you need to come into a corner. I think just watching like a normal 90-degree corner, they're going through that over 100 miles an hour. Maybe they might drop down to 85, 90 miles an hour going through. The hardest thing is you got to keep that speed to get through that corner, because these are upside down airplanes. They're not race cars.
Downforce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you slow down.
Yeah, if you slow down, you roll off the track. You won't have the pressure.
Yeah.
So no. I mean, that's my on cars anyway. So out of all that, what got you to here where you are now? Like, I just started a job recently. I'm delivering packages in the evening and just trying to get myself integrated back into the world so me and my boys can actually go do some vacation stuff. I don't know if I really want to do it, but I mean, it's fun. I'm glad that I'm so ever so lucky to have the boss that we have. And that's how I've met you, to be honest with you. I think tender mercies and blessings happen in so many different ways. And I think this has been one. I've communicated with you quite a lot, and we bonded in so many ways. It is a fun thing. And what you know and what I know, it's almost like we complement each other in so many ways. So we're bringing this together.
Yeah.
You want to help me with my podcast?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Because I believe you can really do it, man. You have the personality, the freaking like everything. It's there, you know, like a musician has it.
Yeah.
You
I
have
love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
You have it, man. Yeah.
I mean, the other thing too, the big kicker that I get out of this the most is the responses that I get from people reaching out to me. Oh man, you really helped me with that. I had no idea you've been through that, and then I went through that, and now I know you've done it, and you're doing good. I know I'm gonna do good. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm doing so good, but I mean, I'm raising great kids. We're doing good things.
Yeah.
Life has not been easy. I promise you that. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking forward to the day when I can have a partner again. When someone's, I don't know if I want to say worthy, or when someone shows up in the right way. I am looking forward to it because I'm doing everything right now, and I'm getting tired. It's a long haul, and those kids, they're fun, but they need a lot. You know.
So smart.
It's fun to see.
Yeah.
It's fun to see.
I mean, I need to start asking him when I don't know something.
And he's
Hey,
so
what do you think
excited to
about
see.
this?
Yeah, he's excited to see you on your computer doing stuff.
Yeah.
You were making when we come here today, and you were editing a song, and you got and it sounds so good. And Jack's just like watching you. What program's that? What is this? What is that? What is that?
What
Is that the
keystroke?
same as my dad's?
What keystroke? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
refill.
Yeah.
What is that?
Thank you. Oh.
Foam. It's called foam.
Foam?
Like an E.
Head.
Perfect.
We're getting big letters.
That's a large one.
Yeah. You now live. Oh wow, I got a cramp. Oh,
Cramp?
yeah, I do in my leg.
Damn.
How? Yeah, I'll stand over here for a second. What brought you down to Southern Utah? What left you? Like how much stuff changed since then? Did you get in any more bands? Did you open anything else up? Like
I started working for the National Park Service in Death Valley.
Really? Death Valley's in Vegas,
2011?
right? No, Death.
Outside of Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
Just talk about random, yeah. Started working for them because I've always been into history. I'm big into exploring ghost towning, metal detecting.
Isn't that fun?
Historic relics.
I didn't even know about this.
I read book after book after book. I can like identify glass by the color. I can date it. I mean, I'm fascinated with all that stuff. It's like my side project. Like I've been doing that basically the whole time, even during the band stuff.
Yeah. On that note, I love gold hunting.
Yeah.
I want to be a gold hunter. I mean,
it's
in another life.
It's hard to hunt gold, but like gold panning.
Yeah,
I have sluice boxes in my storage, set up in a creek, pan it all out, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Done that for years. So, but I've always been into music. So once I got hired in Death Valley, we moved to a place called Beatty, Nevada, which is population probably like 500 maybe. There's no stores. There's a gas station.
How far out is that from Vegas?
About an hour and 20 minutes north. Yeah.
I think I know where that is.
93, yeah.
Is it up north, right? Yeah.
So we lived there for a little while, and then we just kept watching the real estate market take a shit. And as soon as it hit the shit, we bought a house in Pahrump for dirt cheap.
Pahrump,
Nevada.
Man, everyone knows someone
famous
from
for
Pahrump.
Fireworks, and you can't even light them off there. It's illegal.
That's
and
hilarious.
They sell them there.
Yeah.
And worked for Death Valley. Kelly works from home, so it doesn't matter where she lives. And waited until it went back up and sold the house, and then split to Southern Utah. Well, not, Southern Utah up here. But we moved here because it's only 2 hours from Vegas. So I can still stay connected to all the bands and all my friends and all the music stuff in Vegas. drive down, because Vegas is terrible. It's a shithole.
Yeah.
You don't want to live there. But they have some amazing shows. So we're close to it.
Yeah.
Go down, have fun, come back, and
Back in peace.
away from people. Yeah.
It's very pretty where we are.
Yeah.
There's
Color
no joke
country.
about that.
It's amazing here.
Yeah.
So much to do.
So coming through, I don't know, is there anything in particular that we should talk about between, I know there's a lot of years where you said 2011, that's actually when I married my wife.
Mm-hmm.
We got married in 2011. 2013, we headed down to LA. I was after the acting thing, you know what I mean? So we stayed down there for about 4 or 5 years. What, is there anything that we're missing about that?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Well, I just think that, like, anything significant that's come through, I think we've hit some pretty good things. I don't want to flog a dead horse here. So, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's the straightforward story from like Pahrump up to here.
Yeah. You've got a great
Oh.
outlook to life.
Yeah, we built a house here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way too big. We thought we always wanted this giant house.
Yeah.
So we built a giant house with, I don't even remember how many bedrooms.
Didn't it have like a huge
6 or 7,
workshop garage like for yourself?
3-car garage in the house with another garage door on the back and like a shop next to it and
All that.
yeah. And
But you got no wait. You got burnt by that builder, right? That builder showed up, took your money, and took off.
Yeah. He actually left before it was finished.
Oof.
Yeah.
Took the money and ran.
Well, that's fine because it was cheap. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We definitely got a deal on that one. Yeah. And then once the market went up again,
That's when you
we
sold.
sold it and said, this is way too big. Let's get an old house that is got good bones.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you're at now.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty decent.
Way better. Way better.
You seem like a guy that, now this is a bit of my philosophy in a sense, but it seems like you'll be there until the party's done and then you're done. You know what I mean? Like with anything that you do, it's like I have a thing too. It's like I will work for you until I realize that you don't respect me. Then I'm out. I'm done. You know what I mean? And I've gone every time I've gone against it, it's done me wrong. Every time I've stuck with it, I've done right out of it. But your outlook to life is so superb in so many. I don't think I've ever seen you angry. I've seen you frustrated. I don't think I've ever seen you angry. But your go-to isn't usually doom and gloom. It's always a situation and a solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll get so pissed.
Yeah.
Super mad.
Okay.
But my brain just clicks and it's like, fuck it.
Move on.
Yeah.
Next.
I get over it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like super fast. I don't let stuff like dwell and like.
Oh man,
It
that's
actually
so hard.
upsets people sometimes when you get over shit. Because I'll get pissed, you know, and then I'm already over it. And then whoever you're pissed at or whatever, friend or whatever, they're still pissed. And then I'm like, what are you mad at?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
What, did that happen?
What the hell? Yeah. It's like, what happened?
That's a great way to be.
Yeah.
That's such a great way to be.
Yeah, I get over stuff really fast. Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah. Like really fast.
Yeah. No,
Probably too fast.
Well, no, I think it's a good way to do things. It's tricky to do. It's tricky to get your mind wrapped around it, especially when you're going through stuff, man. That's the hardest, you know. But to have an outlook like that, 9 times out of 10, I'm an emotional person in the moment. You know, especially since my wife passed away. I don't know if I don't handle things as good. I probably haven't been in the right frame of mind, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I'll blow up, frustrated, and then once I work out how to put the pieces back together, I'm already over it. I'm already moving on to the next thing and trying to do something better.
Yeah.
And I think that's the right way to be, you know?
I mean, I don't want to be any different than that. I mean, I don't want to like hold on to shit and be pissed off constantly. I mean, life's too short, dude. I mean, look at all the shit we have to do. I mean,
way short.
Get out of your head. Carry on. Next. You know?
Yeah. No, it's hard to do that sometimes. There's no joke about that. I've had many experiences we're trying to do things like that. Well, I think we're pretty good. I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Good. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I know we have
good.
things. We have
Oh,
some
yeah.
things planned for the future.
There'll be a lot more, definitely.
I think it's going to be fun, and I think that what we have to bring to people, I hope it works for you guys. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
write it down. Let me know. I'll talk with you if you want.
Yeah.
I have a last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it can do with anything in life. What makes the difference? As he takes a swig of beer.
I know this question.
Good.
I've watched this question.
Ah, you have. What do you think?
What makes the difference?
Yeah. It could do with anything. Whatever comes to mind.
Oh, that's a hard one. I guess.
Well, does it really have to be? I don't know. I mean, what is it that makes your life smoother? What do you think when you admire
makes the
someone?
difference?
What makes the difference?
If I was like supposedly like telling somebody what makes the difference, like what should they do, like
Anything, whatever comes to mind.
just
You know what I think that makes a difference? When I see excellence at work, like when I see someone that maybe has power, right? And you sort of admire them because they got power or whatever, but then you see a bomb get dropped on them and they don't sweat it. I want to know how to do that. Because when they don't sweat it, they look like the coolest dudes ever. You know, like that's what comes to mind for me.
It's actually the same for me, because what makes the difference is do what you think is right. If you believe something is right, just freaking do it, you know?
Yeah.
And somebody tells you like it's shit. Wait until like 100 people tell you it's shit, you know?
Oh yeah, that's a good advice too.
You know what I mean? Like
I will
you're gonna
say,
have a lot of people say, "Oh, that's just what in the hell, dude?
Yeah.
Are you serious, dude? That is just trash, man. That song sucks."
Wow,
You know?
that's huge.
And then 20 people say that, and you're like, "Fuck." But
what about-
then 300 people are liking it, and it's like, sure.
maybe they're not
Just
your
keep
people.
going,
Yeah.
keep going and keep doing it, keep going. Don't
So
stop.
tenacity is what makes
Yeah.
the difference. Tenacity.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
to
guess
be so
that's-
tenacious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
I agree. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If
Yeah.
you guys stayed till this part right now, please like, share, and subscribe if you want. If not, I get it. I mean, we don't care. Who cares? Whatever's going on. But thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being here, man. And
It
thank you
was
for hosting.
awesome, dude.
Yeah,
This is cool.
I love being with you. It's fun. Chris, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there, I have a bunch more coming. I'm fully fueled, ready to go, and I'm looking for a better future. So.